G'day everybody, thanks for stopping by. G'day everybody, try that again. G'day everybody, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to have a quick look at this. Now this is the Flextail, not Flextail that I thought it was. This is the Flextail Max Repel. Now Flextail reached out to me and said, hey look, we've got a number of products, standard thing. Are you interested in having a look at some stuff? And generally as a rule, when I get these emails from China specifically, sometimes it's great stuff like the Blue Eddies and the Eco Flows and all that sort of stuff, and I can't complain certainly about my Oxbeam stuff that I've been sent there as well. Quite often I'll get them and they'll say, do you want to jump on our page, have a look, and you might find something interesting that you want to review on the channel. And I've got to say, at least 70 to 80% of the time they've just got camping gear and chairs and stuff like that, and there really isn't anything interesting that stands out. Nothing on the page that 100 other people aren't selling on Amazon, or that you can't just go and buy it from the local guy. And I obviously strongly support spending money with the local guy rather than spending money overseas if you get the option. And I often say to them, look, what have you got? Show me something that's interesting, show me that's something unique, and then we'll talk. Something that I might be interested in and something that you guys might be interested in me showing you, and then we can talk. If you haven't got anything that's not, if you don't have anything unique, there's nothing I can do for you, because I don't want to just do a video that's the same as every other. Anyway, getting back to the point, Flextail said they've got these mosquito repellent systems, which is getting wet here because we're standing out in the rain. This is exactly when you want one of these things. Now this is the Max Repel. There is just a Repel, I think it is. I'll put it up there on the screen. Sorry, don't have access to the internet while we're out in the bush. And what you'll find is this is the Max Repel. So this has the heating unit which heats up these little tiles or pads that you put in. They have the repellent in it. The little heating element heats that up, and then it creates a scent in the air, and then that gets rid of the mozzies, and works really, really well. Still performing testing at this stage though. This one, being the Max Repel, has an included battery. Again, not sure of the amp hour off the top of my head. I want to say something around 7,000 milliamp hours, something like that. Might be 13. Put it up on the screen there, have a look there. The smaller one, just the Repel I think it's called, is just this heating unit here on the top. So it's about that size, just that you see that it's about that size, that you see just this black section with the pad in it. So it's basically the heating elements, and then you provide your own battery power through a battery bank, USB, whatever. This one's rechargeable, USB-C, which is bloody lovely to see USB-C on just any device these days. Shows that they're up to date. You can buy pads off them. I'll put the link up on the screen. Obviously you can have a look at those. Now there will be a link to where you can get these down in the description. You can get them on Amazon. I've seen them on Amazon, but I think the link that I'm going to provide you is going to be the one to their website. When I first tested this, what I did was turned it on. I thought, oh, this is pocket size. I'll throw it in my pocket, why not? And I'm walking around for a while, and then I forgot about it. Seemed to be working in my pocket and keeping the mozzies away from me. And then I was going like, why is my pocket getting warm? If I left my phone on hotspot or something and it's heating up in my pocket, I forgot that I had this in my pocket. So, not really ideal for having it in your pocket, but it does come with a lanyard. This is something you probably want to be, if you're sitting around camp, and you've got a little table, just chuck it on the table and it will work perfect just like that. And it'll keep all your mates covered as well, if you care about that sort of thing. Just starting to hit that time of the day where the mozzies are coming in. I'm just starting to pester my ankles. I'm out in the backyard, I'm doing some testing. We're playing with the Julka thing here, and my ankles are starting to get smashed by mozzies here. It's about that time of the afternoon that they start to turn up. My neighbour over the back fence has a pool that looks like a swamp. It is literally just black. They haven't cleaned it out in years, and unfortunately it just becomes a cesspit and it breeds mozzies over the back. So they're starting to turn up, and when they start to turn up, they'll just start smashing my ankles. So what we're going to do is give this Flextail Max Repel unit a go, just for testing purposes. Now you can see that I've already had a couple of pads in this. Now to give this its best chance at working, I've had this sort of running, playing in the car while I was away, forward driving, stuff like that. So I'm not sure how dry they are, or whether they actually dry out from just sitting in the unit itself. So we're going to put some new pads in, and we're going to switch it on, which it already is, so it should already be heating up. Going to take a couple of new pads and put them in, and then just see what happens. Let's test this thing. What we should be able to do is take a new pad, just push it in the side there like that, and that should push the old pad out the other side, and there we go. So what we need to do now is just remember that this is the new one, and we need to push the old one out on the top side. Every time I open one of these, I feel like I'm getting lucky, for those of you that might understand. So again, old pad in there, push a new pad in, and I'll just slide out the other side. I can already feel those starting to get warm. It should start to protect me real soon once that heats up. We'll see if those Mozzies just keep coming and whether they keep pinging me or not. It's on its green setting, which is its lowest setting, so it should be giving me a minimal amount of protection in that I just want it to work the general area that I'm in. This is going to be the proper testing ground out the back here, because once the Mozzies are starting to come in, and they are, they're normally horrendous and absolutely smash my ankles. So it's only been on for a couple of minutes, no smell to it yet. So I'm getting a little bit of a smell from the Flextail, the Max Repel. Certainly not anything unpleasant. I'm sticking my nose straight on that. But since I've stuck it on, and I know there were Mozzies around, they were coming in hard. I haven't seen one since I turned it on. I don't know. We'll see. And I've literally just had it sitting here beside me. It doesn't feel like it's heated up that much. There's no scent to speak of. Certainly no noise. But my ankles have been okay. It might actually work. I hope it does. Okay, so I've been out here for about an hour now. This thing is heated up. Still no particular scent to me. There's not a particular breeze around either, which is nice, which means this is sort of staying in the general area. I did see one Mozzie do a flyby, buzz the tower, and kept on trucking. I think I've got to say that this thing bloody works. The only reason I say that is that I was starting to get swarmed by Mozzies. And if I'm out in this backyard, once that Mozzie train starts passing through, let alone standing still like an idiot like I am now, my ankles would be lit up, like lit up, and I would be scratching them for the next week. But like the man I am, I'm taking one for the team, and I didn't put any spray on my ankles or the rest of me. There's no spray on me whatsoever, and I haven't had a touch. I literally haven't had a touch. If this is doing what I think it's doing, which is just I'm not sure if you're getting the confusion from me here right now, because I literally cannot express what it's like to be standing in my backyard with the sun going down and not be getting smashed with Mozzies. It's a bit weird. And I mean, it has to be this, because they were starting to turn up. They were starting to come around. They were starting to hit my ankles. I already had a few bites, and that was when I went, yep, time to test you out, time to go and grab it. And I put it on, put the new pads in, and I haven't had one since. What they also sent out to me was the pack of 10 pads. So I've already gone, this is my second set that we're on to now. These are the Flextail brand, so when you're buying one of these, make sure you reach into your pocket or add into your cart at least a set of 10 of these. I'm going to be going through these reasonably quickly. I'm going to be reaching for some more. I have seen non-Flextail branded stuff on Amazon as far as these pads goes, a little bit cheaper. Not tested, no idea, but I can tell you that in addition to buying some more of these from Flextail, just to say thank you, because they've sent me this thing out and this is bloody brilliant, I'm also going to go and just plump for a 100 pack of those generic ones and test those out as well. So there you go. That was the short but sweet review of the Flextail Max Repel. So keep in mind, two different sorts of units. This is the Max Repel, which has the onboard battery. I think it's something like a 7,000 amp hour battery on board, rechargeable, USB-C. Nice to see USB-C. Nice to see that little port plug on the bottom so you're not getting dirt in it. I'm really curious to go and grab myself one of the Repels as well, which is literally just this top unit without the battery. Because I think that would be something that would be very handy, that I could just literally throw a couple of pads in when I'm camping in the back of a car. If I want to leave the windows open, throw a couple of fresh pads in, plug it into my USB-C, and then just leave that running inside the car overnight. Just that little Repel. I can't speak highly enough of this. One, I've never heard of Flextail. Never heard of them until they sent me the email, and I'm like, yeah, righto, here we go again. And then they mentioned these things, so I'm like, you know, I've not seen or heard of these sorts of things. I go and do a little bit of research and I see that there's a few different brands and stuff like that, but I'd never seen or heard of something along those lines. But when I saw this, I thought, oh, hey, that's interesting. I haven't seen that before. I know it's probably not new technology, I'm probably late to the game, but I thought that you guys might be as interested as I was to get my hands on this and test it out. So solid, you got your two stages, your low setting and your high setting. Obviously you can buy replaceable pads, just throw them in, use to charge your phone in an emergency case scenario. I won't be doing that. This is just going to be the charge to use the unit itself. It does come in different colours, but just overall nice looking unit, and it works. It works. I'm not getting smashed by Mozzies, and at the end of the day, that's all I got to say about that. That was Forrest Gump. It's just unusual to be out here this time of the afternoon. It's such a beautiful time of the afternoon and not be getting bitten. The other real benefit is my shadow is just here, and he's within range of this unit, and he's not getting bitten either. Now when we come out in the backyard, if I've got that thing on me and he's within striking distance, which 9 times out of 10 is always gonna be, or if we're at camp and I've got that thing on, that means I don't have to spray him and cover him in AeroGuard like I normally do myself. So with this thing, it means I'm not going to have to anymore. I mean, there's still going to be circumstances. Oh, here we go. I mean, there's probably still going to be circumstances where I need to give him a squirt with the AeroGuard. So if we're going camping, if he's going to be out of the range of that thing, or there's leeches and ticks around, it gets his own medication and treatments before we go bush. But quite often in the backyard, he'll get a little squirt of AeroGuard or something along those lines before I send him out to bed. Now, whilst I dislike giving old mate a spray with AeroGuard to help with the Mozzies, the only thing that I hate more is seeing him getting eaten alive by Mozzies out in the backyard. And then, because as we know, they just scratch for days then, and I know how he feels. So look, I've left that thing sitting over there. It's probably, I don't know, 10 feet away. It's on full power. And even just this from the backyard to the front yard, like down that driveway, if you walked out here, you would normally get smashed by Mozzies. And I'm wearing shorts and a singlet, and I haven't had a touch. Now I'll put a link down in the description. I think these guys might have some sales on. Didn't want to put this out until I at least had a chance to be using this in the backyard over a few days and out in campsites, which is what I've done. And at this stage, I'm yet to have a Mozzie bite since I've had this on and with me. And that's all I can tell you. Thanks very much for stopping by. It's nice to see you. It's good to have something a little bit different on the channel that you haven't seen before, because I love watching channels that show you up new stuff and something you go, oh, I haven't seen one of those. Need to go and do some research. Maybe come buy me one. There you go. Link down in the description. You can find some Flextail stuff on Amazon if that makes you feel more comfortable. If you want to go and have a look at the reviews, go and have a look at the reviews of these. They're all fairly positive. I like seeing multiple reviews rather than just watching one. But yeah, Flextail Max Repel, which is the unit on top and your battery on the bottom, rechargeable USB-C. And for those guys that like to do trail work, lightweight and stuff like that, then you can just get the Repel, which is just that top heating unit, and then you plug it into your own USB power bank device, and that's how that works. That's it. Thanks very much for stopping by. I'm going to catch you on the next one.